Alright, hey everybody, so welcome back to Jim Bob's Garden. So this is my wagon load of plants I'd mentioned in another video here a couple days ago. At any rate, so one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to plant these avocado trees. Now avocados here in Jacksonville area are a little odd, okay? So yes, we can grow avocados here, but there's a couple things to take into consideration. First off, most of the avocados that you might decide you're going to take seeds from and plant them into trees, they don't do well. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's look at this avocado tree here. Well, first off, let me show you this. When I planted it, it was about this tall. All right, it was a good 3 foot tall at least. All right. So now you can see, if you look down in here, that it had another stalk that grew back last year. It froze off the year before last. Dang. All right, so what happened was originally it had been, 3 foot tall, it froze off, died back, and then came back from the root and grew this one, and it grew about 2 foot tall, and then it froze off, and then again it's trying to come back this year and grow back, but again it just doesn't have the time to really do anything and to actually get large enough to be able to withstand that freeze, I believe. Okay, so let me show you. I've got one other example of it over here. All right, so again, this one here last year got to be about this tall, and once again it all froze back, and now it's coming back from the root. And I mean, I just don't think with these ones that I've grown from seed, I'm ever going to be able to get them big enough to be able to withstand the winter, if in fact they will. Now the other disadvantage to seed grown avocados is it can take 7 to 10 years for that avocado tree to actually get big enough to start producing fruit. Alright, so with that being said, let me show you what I got going on with these other trees. Alright, so this avocado is a Joey avocado, and this one is a fantastic avocado. And we looked at both of these varieties, and these varieties are supposed to be able to withstand down into the teens, and we never get into the teens here. All right, and they're grafted plants. You can see here a really good example of it, where this one was grafted right here. You see where the graft comes in right here. So that plant was grafted, and it'll produce fruit a lot quicker. I should be able to get fruit from these in about 2 years versus 7 to 10 years off a seeded avocado. But the disadvantage is these cost me money. But I think that's the only way I'm going to be able to get avocados here in the Jacksonville area. Alright, so with that being said, let me dig a hole. I've said this many other times, and I'll tell you again, that the key is you want to dig your hole around 3 times the size of the tree you're going to put in the ground. So let me get this one going. Alright, so you just go around, press down on the pot. Should be able to just lift it. Oh man, wow, that came out easy. That's not cool. Thought there'd be more roots than that. You can see where the original avocado seed is, and then the graft up above there. Really thought there'd be more root than that, to be honest with you. Alright, so we'll throw all that in there. This one's used to growing in. And we're going to want it to where, basically where this comes out is just below the ground. Man, this dirt is so dry. We've been lacking water and rain here for like the last 2 months. Really haven't got any substantial rain, and you can see this dirt is just like sugar. There's just really no consistency to it. So what I will have to do on this is I'm either going to have to fertilize or put a lot of compost on it, which you know what I like, and that's compost. And then once I get it composted in, then I'll go ahead and I'll put some wood chips over the top of that. Now on this one, I do want my little well for water. Should be fine. It's pretty straight. But I want a little bit of a reservoir here so I can soak this down real good. And I will water this probably every day for a week, and then after that at least once a week for the first year. I won't use fertilizer, but I will use compost. Now what was in this pot was very similar to compost. It's like potting soil, and that's down in there. So as those roots expand, they should be able to go down in there and find all that. So like I said, compost on top, there's some compost in the soil, and we'll see how it goes. Really, we'd like to be able to get some avocados growing. You can do it here in the Jacksonville area, but you got to really think about your variety. Like I've shown you, most of the avocados that I planted have frozen back and have not done any good for me. Even had some that froze back underneath my patio. Just because the temperatures got so low that even the heat off the house wasn't enough to keep them warm enough to keep them alive. Didn't kill them, but did knock them back quite a bit. Alright, so if you want avocados in the Jacksonville area, buy yourself a grafted tree, and make sure you do the research on the variety so that it can withstand the temperatures that we have here, which the lowest I've seen is like 24 degrees here, alright, up here on the north side of Jacks. Got this at EGR Jacks, which is a great place to go buy your plants, because they take that kind of thing into consideration, and they make sure that the plants that you get from them are good for this area. Alright, so that's what I'm doing, planting an avocado here in a couple of years. Hopefully I'll have me some nice green avocados for the wife to eat, because I don't much care for them. Though there's a lot of different ways to prepare them. But hopefully here in a couple of years we'll have one more productive fruit tree in the yard, and that would be an avocado. Actually, it would be two if both of them grow. Alright, so thanks once again for stopping by. Do me a favor, give me a like and a subscribe, and let me know what you think. Most importantly though, grow something. Get some fruit growing in your yard, because I'm going to tell you what, you know, you can fail at your corn and whatever else, but if you get some fruit trees growing, you can have food all year round. Alright, thanks once again. Y'all come back and see me.